All right, everybody, welcome back. My name is Gillis the Kid, and this time we're going to be talking about the iPhone 13 Pro. This phone is 5G compatible. It retails for $1,000, and it first came out in September of 2021 alongside the iPhone 13, the 13 Mini, and the 13 Pro Max. Now, this iPhone, it's a little bit different from last year, of course. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. The first thing you'll notice though about this iPhone is that it is squared off, just like last year. A lot of people say that it looks like the iPhones when they first came out, because when Apple first brought out iPhones, they were squared off. But yeah, they stuck with that design. And the Pros, they have like the stainless steel frame, and it creates a lot of fingerprints too, as you can see. But looking at the front, they have like a smaller notch now, so it's not as wide as the 12 series. And the notch is where like the front facing camera is. So that's what detects your face when you want to set up Face ID. And iPhones, they're very fast and fluid when it comes to software. They've added something new called the app library here. So when you swipe all the way to the right, the app library will categorize all your apps for you. That's a pretty nice touch. I just wish it was like in the front. They put like all the widgets in the front, and they put the app library all the way towards the back. But yeah, you have the notch right here. It's a little bit smaller. And then on this side, you have your power button. That's exactly where the power button always is. On this side of the device, you have your volume up and down, and you have your do not disturb button. You also have your SIM card tray. And speaking of SIM cards, these phones have something called eSIM. So it's all built into the device. You don't actually need a physical SIM card unless you're going to be traveling, and then you can get your phone unlocked. And then on the bottom, you have your lightning connector. So these phones, they still use like Apple's lightning connector, but on the other end, there's a USB Type-C. So in the box, you have a lightning to USB Type-C. A lot of people thought they were going to go full USB Type-C and just have a USB Type-C connector, but they stuck with the lightning connector, and they just changed the cable. This phone does have dual speakers, so you have like your speaker grill here on the bottom, and then you have a speaker right here, like near the camera. You really can't see it though. And, you know, as far as design goes, all iPhones pretty much look the same. Apple, they did release something called like widgets, where you can actually customize your iPhone now. Before, iPhones, they all looked the same because all you could do was change the wallpaper. But now you can actually change the widgets on the phone, and that's a really big difference. So now iPhones won't all look alike. And the new devices, they have it's all gestures, so there's no home button anymore. If you do want an iPhone with the home button, then the new SE would probably be your best bet. And this phone, it has a 6.1 inch Super Retina XDR display with ProMotion. So you can see it does move really fast because it has a 120 hertz refresh rate. It does have True Tone and haptic touch. Now, haptic touch is something like, let's just say you press on like the text message button, and you'll see like other options pop up. It used to be called Force Touch, but now they just call it haptic touch. And you can do that with a lot of different apps. So you would basically just press on it, and then without even going into the app, you can see like extra options appear on the screen. It'll vibrate a little too. This phone is IP68 water resistant up to 30 meters, so you can get it wet. And on the inside, it has the A15 Bionic chip. Every time Apple releases a device, they comes out with a new computer chip, and it's 6-core CPU and 5-core GPU. And then we have the cameras on the back. So this is where the phone really shines. So you have a triple camera system. You have a 12 megapixel telephoto, a 12 megapixel wide, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. You have your LED flash right there. You also have Apple's logo right there on the back. And the one thing I like about iPhones is the feature called portrait mode. So you can take a picture and blur out the background. You can do that on a lot of other phones too. But I don't know, there's something about the iPhones that I like it a little bit better. You can also shoot videos at night using night mode. It also has macro photography. So if you have an object that's really, really small, the camera can zoom in and still take really great photos, and you can see the detail as well. There's HDR video recording with Dolby Vision at 4K resolution at 60 frames per second. So that's really amazing that the cameras can do that. I remember back in the day where we had 2 megapixel cameras and 8 megapixel cameras and everything was grainy, but nowadays it's just amazing what you can do with these cameras now. There's also pro resolution recording, there's macro recording, which I just recently found out. You have dual optical image stabilization, so everything is going to stay nice and steady. Now, the dual optical image stabilization is only in the telephoto and the wide lens, so just keep that in mind. And it has a lot of other effects too. So you have Apple Pro RAW mode, there's burst mode, where you can take a bunch of photos at one time. There's deep fusion and panorama. And there's memojis and animojis. I played around with the animojis a little bit. They're basically just animal faces that looks like emojis. I got tired of it really quick though. And of course there's Face ID. You have Apple Pay, which is I use Apple Pay like every time I go out and I go shopping. If there's a place that don't have Apple Pay, sometimes I don't even bother. But I mean, a lot of people, they don't like to carry around like 6 different credit cards. So Apple Pay, it comes in handy, and it's a really nice thing to have, especially now that Apple have like an Apple credit card, and that gives you 3% cash back. And you can also use Apple Pay on your Apple Watches as well. So that's a really nice touch. I like the whole Apple ecosystem. And I feel like iPhones is still in the game now because of FaceTime and iMessage, and just the experience that iPhones, bring to people. But yeah, that's all I have for now about the iPhone 13 Pro. I'm going to drop the links down into the description so you can actually see the difference between all the iPhones. This is the the graphite color. It also comes in silver, there's blue, and gold. And just recently, Apple, they brought out like a new alpine green color as well. But let me know what you think about the iPhone 13 Pro. There's already leaks about the iPhone 14, and we'll just have to wait and see what that looks like. But yeah, I'm going to have some more videos coming up pretty soon. I want to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.